It's a leading role. You don't want to give that up. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to die.
Hi, I'm Alex DeLerma, and this is the Cinema Gym. The Cinema Gym is all about helping you transition from the stage to the screen. This is Christopher Gooch talking about health and safety for actors. Every actor has a crazy story about their first movie or their first leading role in a movie.
Yeah.
So explain to me, what kind of movie was this? Where was it? And what are the things that you felt were a health and safety issue for you?
No, absolutely.
And how did you deal with it?
Yeah, so we were out in the desert, Nevada. It's called the Valley of Fire. And
Valley of Fire.
I think the first day we were there, the producer was like, yeah, the Rangers told us that last year 2 or 3 people died here.
Died how?
Just not having enough water and getting lost. I can't remember some
like
specifics,
dehydration,
but like, yeah, it's just very
heat
hot.
Exhaustion.
Yeah, very hot. And you got to drink like, a gallon and a half of water
a day
just to keep that hydrated. And you got to have electrolytes too. So those were some of the things. Did
you have Gatorade on set?
That was part of it. Is that we did? I think. Well, I can't remember if we did or not. The first day or two maybe. But what happened was one of the PAs had to go do something else. It wasn't on set, and so we had less PAs kind of trying to schlep water around. And then they got
water.
Well, we did, but then the third day they got really both cheap, and I think they were trying to be environmentally friendly, which I respect. But it's like
at the cost of the actors.
Yeah, so they had a spigot and a 5-gallon jug and just like cups, and you're out there, and I'm talking, you're like 100 yards away from this, out shooting, and it's like. You're trying to find a little shade and jump back out.
So you don't have water bottles that you can just...
Not even that day. No, we didn't have water bottles.
That has nothing to do with the environment.
No.
That has everything to do with the budget or lack of.
Yeah. But no, we had the second day, the director who was 79 years old, he fainted or almost fainted.
Wow.
We almost lost him. He started to fall. We had a grip kind of almost crack his head on a overhanging piece. He was trying to move fast.
Yeah.
And then at lunch that day we had one of the wardrobe set deck woman. She was sick to her stomach because again of you get nauseous with heat exhaustion.
Oh.
And the first AD, I had gone to him and I was just like, because I felt really strong about this. This was 3 days in, and I was like, it's a leading role. You don't want to give that up. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to die. We're out there.
You were thinking of leaving the...
Yeah, I already was, because it's like, you're out there and you're 25 to 30 minutes from the nearest town, and there's not even a hospital there. So I don't know how far the fire department is coming from. But you don't have cell service either. You just have radios because there's no cell reception.
So you can't call 911.
So, no, it's not. And, it's not local. So, yeah, I went to the first AD, and, because he's the one in charge of safety, and I was just like, hey, I don't feel safe with this. Like, we can't, because we had worked... They had said we were going to work until maybe noon, but we had worked until 2 or 3 one day, and it's like it gets really hot.
Serious.
And having us run around out there, which sounds simple, but when it's that hot after a long day, it's like it's hard to do.
So what was...
So I told him, I said, hey, I don't see us being able to sustain this working much later than we had said we were going to work. And then I said, we need to have Gatorade and water bottles. This spigot thing doesn't work. And he was kind of like, I know, but I didn't really feel like I was really heard or protected in that. And
you felt nothing was really going to change.
No, and so this other woman, as I said, she was sick to her stomach, she was nauseous. And he was like, the first AD was like, okay, do you guys want to keep working and make the day? We can work maybe 45 minutes more, just leave now. And, no one's going to raise their hand.
Right,
so
you don't want to be the one.
By default, we keep going. And I got lightheaded and just was feeling the effect of kind of some of the heat exhaustion. It wasn't that bad for me yet. But we all got back, and then I ended up getting chills because I got too cooled down too quickly. And the paramedics were coming for the other woman who had been nauseous. And at this point, I had called you because I was like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I just feel like I was going to walk.
Weren't you also told 2 or 3 days before you left for the shoot to bring camping equipment?
Yes. Yep.
So no RV.
No. Well, they had an RV.
No hotel room.
Yeah.
No, it
was
camp in the
ridiculous.
desert.
No, but I got in after the first day with the camera guys. They became friends of mine, and I stayed with them. But what you and then my dad, I call my dad too, but you both, you particularly helped me walk through what that looks like.
You called me and you were angry.
Oh yeah, I was
And
furious.
you were venting?
No, but what you did is you gave me a good idea of like what are some of the conditions you'd be willing to keep working under.
Yes.
And so what I did then, and you suggested this, is sort of draw up a list of some of the things. So what I ended up doing then is I went to the director and the producer and the first AD too, and I negotiated with them. And I told the first AD there, I was like, hey, like I lost my trust in you. I don't feel like you got my back being out there when I went to you and didn't feel like you were going to make many changes. And so he ended up, as a result of that, I think he took that very seriously. He quit. He walked, and we got another first AD. Mm-hmm. But the producer and the director, we were able to work it out and kind of draw up a list of conditions, and they took it more seriously because I pushed. But I think part of what I learned out of that is kind of what we had, been talking about earlier, but just this idea that as a lead, or one of the leads, you have a responsibility.
Right,
Different people,
to the whole group.
To the cast and the crew.
Yeah.
I had two different crew members come up to me at different times and say, hey, thanks for speaking up. Like I wanted to, but I was afraid to, or whatever, because they felt like they were lower down the totem pole. And I think each of us has a voice to use, whether crew or cast or part of the filmmaker, right? We have a voice and opportunity to speak up. But particularly when you're a lead, like you have more responsibility, because if I were to walk, he couldn't replace me easily without starting over.
Right. Once the production has shot you for a few days, you're in a better negotiating place because it's going to cost them a lot of time and money to recast that part, especially if it's an independent. And I don't say that because I want somebody to take advantage of that. Actors have to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So that's a wonderful story, man, and a great lesson. Thanks for sharing it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being in the gym, buddy.
All right.
When in doubt, trust your gut and speak up. Better healthy and safe than sorry.
Thanks for visiting the Cinema Gym. If these videos are helping you and you want to see some more, please like, subscribe, comment. Let's keep this thing going. If you're interested in classes, seminars, or private coaching, you can visit the website. Hope to see you in the gym soon.
TheCinemaGym.com for virtual one-on-one coaching for camera.